how y'all doing today? I wanted to come at you today to talk about Halloween. Now, some of you are under the impression that Halloween is an evil day. That's why because a lot of us have let it become evil, okay? It didn't start out that way. No, 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 no. Even with the pagan holiday was not evil. No way. What the pagans did was they celebrated the harvest, okay? They would actually gather after all the food was collected, all the grain was brought into the storehouse and stuff like that. And they would actually have a celebration. Now, this celebration would involve them putting on things like if they were a hunter, they would put on the skins of the animals they killed that year. If they were a farmer, they would dance around with corn stalks or whatever, okay? And they would have a bonfire and they would all dance around this bonfire, okay? That was the pagan holiday. Well, when Christianity started coming around, they said, well, we can't have this anymore. We can't have the pagans doing this. If you're going to be a Christian, you got to start doing it this way. Now, it actually started at a different point of time. It wasn't actually, the way the Christians first originally set it up. But eventually it came up that November 1st was called All Saints Day or All Hallows Day. Okay? Well, since October 31st was the eve before, they called that All Hallows Eve. Okay? So All Hallows Eve, they would still celebrate the harvest and so on in Christ's name. Well, it stayed that way pretty much for a long time, but then it got to the point that one of the things that they would do with the All Hallows Eve or the old pagan ritual was that they would, with the winter come along, winter was kind of a sign of like death to them. Okay? So what they would do is they would set out food on their doorsteps and the spirits would actually pass over and take the food or whatever, so as not to bother them for the winter. That was the way it was supposed to be. And they called that souling. Well, that souling eventually ended up being vandalizing. Okay, so ever since like the revolutionary, the 1700s, 1800s, they did vandalizing. Okay, now the vandalizing they did was not really to be meanful or whatever, but it was a way that if the people didn't set the food out at the doorstep or whatever for the souling, that sometimes their houses would be vandalized. Does it sound like trick-or-treating? Okay. Well, the trick-or-treating part actually came about from a woman in Kansas who sat there, was tired of her house being vandalized. Okay? So she actually invited all the children in her area to come over and partake in some treats, like cookies and so on like that. In doing so, they would be nice to her and they would not vandalize her house. Trick or treat, right? Okay, well, the people liked it so much that it started spreading and the nations got a hold of it, which became our trick-or-treating. Now, as far as the costumes, well, like I said, back in the old pagan days, they would put on whatever they did. If they were a hunter, they would put on the skins. That was kind of like a costume. So it was a period that, from that point on, that the people would dress up in whatever they felt cheerful or whatever, and they would go out and they would celebrate, okay? Well, when the movies came around, people wanted to start dressing like the people they saw in the movies, like cowboys and Indians and stuff, those kind of things. It wasn't all this evil stuff that people was thinking about. No, that didn't come about until they started doing Frankenstein movies and Dracula movies and stuff like that, I mean, those were feared at first, but then somewhere along the line, after the sound and stuff came out, it started becoming like glorified. People didn't want to dress up like the cowboys and Indians. They didn't want to dress up like the clowns and so on. They wanted to start dressing up like the evil people. I don't know where that actually got all started. Maybe it was in the 50s or whatever, but that's where it sounds like, because costuming really started taking off in the 50s. And I'm talking about 1950s, okay? So anyways, we ourselves have committed this whole thing over to the evil side. There's nothing evil about it. Matter of fact, I think it's nice as the kids go around trick or treat, and celebrate the fall harvest by us putting out our pumpkins or fall colors, the leaves and so on, when they change. Nothing wrong with that. Celebrate the Christian side of it instead of the evil side. I know a lot of people are still going to put out their skeletons and their scary things and all their animatronic things that scare people and go bump in the night. I believe in ghosts. If I didn't believe in Christ, I wouldn't believe in ghosts. But since I do believe in Christ and I do believe there's an afterlife, I do believe there's ghosts. Why they still hang around here, I have no idea. Okay? But I tell you what, every time I turn around, I still hear a bump in the night or this strange sound, or like the other day, we have like these little robotic cats. And usually it takes somebody to touch them or walk by them or some type of vibration to set them off. And one started by itself way in the other room. So, things can go bump in the night around here too. But you know what? I'm not worried about it, because I tell them spirits, look, this is our house right now. We live here. Please, if you got anything to do, don't do it when I'm around. Huh? Do it when I'm away, okay? Anyways, I just wanted to talk to you about Halloween and those little spirit things, but I tell you what, I want you all to have a blessed Halloween and All Hallows Eve, as it was, and I will catch you next time.